Hello everyone, welcome to Money Nook. In this video, let's talk about returns that we earn out of our investments. We usually say, right, that I'm getting 10%, I'm getting 9% on XYZ investment. But once you get that return, you also need to pay some tax after considering the indexation. Once you do all of this stuff, the final money that goes into your pocket is your actual return. And it is very important to calculate the actual return, because otherwise when you are given, let's say, 2 3 different investment options, you might go with the one which has the highest return that is quoted without considering the impact of tax and indexation on that particular investment. You always need to calculate the tax, indexation, and find out the final return which goes into your pocket, and then choose your investments. So in this video, let's see how to do that. I'll talk about post-tax return, post-tax and post-indexation return using an example. Let's assume you bought a house in 2015 at 50 lakhs. Now you are planning to sell it in 2021 and you have received an offer of 1 crore rupees. So if you sell it at 1 crore rupees, you will make a profit of 50 lakhs. Now the return that you have generated on this transaction is 100%. Since sale of property is taxable, you will need to pay both tax and cess. The tax rate for tax plus cess combined is 20.8%. So if you pay tax for 20.8 percentage, then you would need to pay 10.4 lakhs as tax. Now the post-tax profit would become 39.6 lakhs after subtracting the 10.4 lakhs from your 50 lakhs of profit, and your post-tax return will now become 79.2% versus the 100% which you had earlier. So we just saw how after taxation, your returns will decrease. Now, sale of property is also subject to indexation. So, let's first check out what indexation is before going into the impact of indexation. I think most of us would know what is inflation. Inflation is the increase in cost of your goods over time. Let's say you bought an apple with 10 rupees today. After an year, it will become 12. After a few more years, it may become 14, 15, 20, and so on and so forth. So, similarly, your house also would obviously inflate, right, over time. But you should not be paying taxes on that inflation value. You will be paying taxes if your asset has really appreciated, right? So government has given us indexation for us to offset the impact of inflation. As you can see, this is the indexation table which is released by the government. In this table, 2001 and 2002 is considered as base year and the base value is 100. As the time passes, let's say you are in 2008, 2009, then the value is 137. Similarly, the value keeps on changing every year. Let's say now you purchase a property or invested some money in 2004 2005 for 5000 rupees. Now in 2008 9, if you have to understand the value of the same 5000 rupees, then you just need to index it. How do you index it? You just multiply this 5000 into the indexation factor for 2008 9 and divide it from the year where you have invested, which is 2004 5. So 5000 into 137 by 113, this is equals to 6061 rupees. So according to the government, the 5000 rupees that you invested in 2004-5 is equals to 6000 rupees in 2008-9. So if you plan to sell it at around this 6061 rupees, then you will need to pay zero tax, no tax. But let's say if you are selling it above this price, then obviously since you got a profit, you would need to pay tax on whatever is the differential amount. Let's say if you are selling it for 7000 rupees, then you would need to subtract this 6061 from 7000 and then you need to pay tax on this. But if you are selling it less than this 6061 rupees, then also you will not need to pay tax, because actually you have incurred loss and you can actually book it under capital loss if that is applicable for this investment which you have done. I hope now the concept of indexation is clear. Now let's see how indexation will influence your net returns. As we already talked, this house is purchased in 2015 and we are planning for a sale in 2021. So the indexation factor is you have to divide this 317, which is for 2021-22, with 254, which is for 2015-16 financial year. Once you divide that, you get an indexation factor of 125%. Now, if you multiply your initial investment value, which is 50 lakhs, with this 125%, you get the post indexation cost, which is 62 lakhs, 62.5 lakhs, in fact, approximately. So once you consider this post indexation cost, your actual profit is now only 37.5 lakhs. 1 crore minus 62.5 lakhs is 37.5 lakhs. So your profit according to income tax department has reduced. The real value did not change. This is the profit that you are using to calculate tax. After indexation, it has reduced it from 50 lakhs to 37.5 lakhs. Now you will be paying tax at the same 20.8 percentage. So the tax that needs to be paid is 7.8 lakhs. So the net profit that you will get post tax and indexation benefit is 1 crore minus 50 lakhs which you bought the house with, minus the 7.8 lakhs which you are paying as a tax for the profit that you earned. So it will be 42 lakhs, which is 84% of what you have invested. As you can see, due to indexation, the tax you pay will reduce, and thus the total absolute money that you will make will increase, and your return also increase it from 79% to 84%. In this way, you can calculate the final return, the in hand return that you will get from any investment. Now, let's say you have two investment options, option A and option B. Option A has 10% return, option B, let's say, has 11% return. Now, you will assume that option B is good, let's go with option B. But what if I say that the tax on this option B is 20%? Now, option A seems lucrative, right? Now, you will opt for option A. But again, there is indexation impact as well. What if I say there is 10% indexation on option A and 20% indexation on option B? Then again, option B has become lucrative, right? So, in this way, when you are comparing investments, you have to check the return that you are getting and the tax impact and the indexation impact. Here we just talked about only the impact of taxation on return. We did not discuss about the impact of taxation on the principal amount. If you add that, then again probably the result may tilt further. This is how you compare two investment options. I hope now you are very clear about how to calculate the final return that goes into your pocket. So use this when you want to evaluate different investment options. If you find the content in this video useful, please like this video and comment on it. Also, please share it with your friends and do subscribe to Money Nook. Thank you and bye bye.